All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Hope everybody's enjoying their Tuesday evening, man. Hope everything's going well on everyone's end. Hope everyone's being safe, all those great things, man. So real quick, let's talk about this Boston Celtics Miami Heat game. This is a good game because in between the Boston Celtics, the Miami Heat, who are pretty much fighting for that 3-4 spot in the conference, which I think it's gonna probably end up Miami 3, Boston 4, if I'm not mistaken. It seemed like the Boston Celtics. Let's talk about them because Miami did win this game 112-106, and when you watch Boston, it just seemed like, I gotta be honest, man. It seemed like they haven't figured out who's the leader. Like, I get it. They're one of those teams, that everybody can make shots and everybody can score. And I had this. I remember mentioning this gripe before the season. Before the season ended abruptly due to the pandemic. I had this gripe then. I said, man, who's the closer? I think it has to be Tatum. With this team, it could be Gordon Hayward, or it could be Tatum, or it could be Brown, or it could be what's the other guy's name? Even Marcus Smart sometime. But today, watching this team, it felt like they needed that person, right? And I'm gonna tell you who they missed the most. Down the stretch, they missed Marcus Smart. He fouled out a little early in that fourth. And down the stretch, his leadership, which is invaluable, was missing. His toughness, his tenacity, it was missing. Also, Kemba Walker, I think this is his first game back in the bubble. He added 15 points. He made a very key 3 down the stretch as well. But sometimes it just, it don't feel like he pops out, right? Like, and to me, I just always felt like he hasn't really popped. Like, he's had games where you're like, that's Kemba. But then there's other games where you're like, come on, Kemba. Me personally, if it's me, I'm making Tatum that guy down the stretch, and I'm just going to live him. Now, I know he hasn't performed that well in the bubble. He hasn't performed that well so far. I put it that way. Especially that first game, I forgot who they played. It was a real struggle for him. Felt like he's kind of started getting it back going. The second game tonight, he had 23 points on 6 of 11 shooting. And that's good. I'm not knocking the numbers, but I feel like someone has to be the guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm like one of those, I'm just so used to that era where Jordan was the man and Kobe was the man, and they're going to get they 15, 20, 25 shots a game. I feel like Tatum needs to be that for them. Everybody else can contribute. But to me, it feels like, and don't get me wrong, I like all of them. I like Brown is good. I even like Hayward, Kemba, I'm a fan of. But I think that Tatum is the team. I think he's the star. And it's time for him to really embrace that role and be giving that role, and then let everyone else kind of, be contributors, great contributors, but be contributors as well. And I think that's the way they should go. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know, guys. All right, so let's talk about the Miami Heat. Now, the Miami Heat won this game again. It was 112-106, and they were led by Bam, Adebayo. That's the guy's name. They were led by Adebayo. He had 21 points tonight, and he played a really big role for them down the stretch because Jimmy Butler, who has a sore ankle, did not play tonight. Now, granted, if this was a playoff game, I'm quite sure Jimmy Butler would have played, but you're ready to err on the side of caution. Adebayo, to me, is an emerging star. Right? He's not getting that recognition right now, but I feel like in a year or two, he's gonna be a household name. And I think he got all the intangibles to be that. Jimmy Butler not playing tonight really kind of gave him that opportunity to really, flourish a little bit more. Not saying that Jimmy taking nothing away from him, but when Jimmy is not in there, they kind of look more to him. It's kind of like, all right, he's gonna be the guy. Not to mention Dragic, and not to mention Hero was knocking out some amazing threes in this game, and Dragic, who did lead the game towards the end of the game with what appeared to be a right ankle injury. So as soon as anything come out about that, I'll let you guys know. But overall, you can tell the Miami Heat is a well-coached team. They know their system, they know their role, and they know that they're going to play hard. And you got to salute a team like that, especially when someone like Jimmy Butler is down and you pretty much going against a very healthy, well-rounded Boston Celtics team. And for them to show up tonight like this, I think gave that whole team confidence. I will say that Jimmy Butler, when he comes back, and I'm quite sure, I'm not sure if he'll be back the next game, but when he do come back, I think that because the last two games, it feel like he's been trying to be more of a facilitator. I think he got to kind of force the issue as well. Miami is, again, another one of these teams that, they're on that bubble. They're like, you want to say they got a chance. They got a chance, obviously, but you want to say maybe they can come out the East. But then again, you don't quite know, You don't know what you're going to get on a nightly basis from Miami. And even though I think Miami is an amazing team, and I think that they probably underestimated. But you could see that they are not quite there yet. But they can put it all together. And I'm looking forward to, once these playoffs start, how everything goes, right? The last point I want to make about the Miami Heat is the fact that the Miami Heat are a team that kind of have the stars, but they also a team that kind of got very, great pieces around. And I think that Jimmy Butler is going to have to go back to being the star. Once he's back, he'll have to go back to being the star. Right now, it's Adebayo. He played well, but you're going to need that consistent 1-2 punch at Miami. And I think that they haven't figured out their 1-2 punch yet. Like, some nights it could be Dragic, some nights it could be Hero, some nights it could be Butler, some nights it could be Adebayo. But if you can count on Adebayo and Butler to give you a consistent 25 or 30 points every night, and then with all those pieces around, I think the sky's the limit for Miami. So, but that's my take, man. Again, Miami Heat won this game 112, Boston 106. Congratulations to the Miami Heat, as some people call the Heaters. And I'm quite sure Boston will figure this thing out, though. And I'm interested for it. With that being said, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, salute.